Hey guys, so I am going to be using the Red Heart Flower Power Granny Square yarn. Here is the label. If you're wondering why the label's already removed, it's because I already made a video one time and the footage was really bad, really messed up, so now I'm doing it again. So I do already have one square here. Alright, it's a little messed up, but I'm going to show you how I did it, and I'm also going to try to make the second one better than the first one. So, one thing that happened to me when I cut the label is I cut it right here under the barcode while it was on the yarn because that was what made sense to me. But I actually cut the graph, which is needed to make this graph, which is needed to make your square come out good. So I did find it online. I have it on my phone. I'm gonna pull it up and let me just get it. This is what it looks like. Come on, that's football. This is what it looks like. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Now, when I originally made this, I used this hook, I9 5.25 millimeters by Boy, because it says use a I9 5.5 millimeter hook. This is an I9 hook, which is what it says, but this is 5.25, so it's actually too small. I don't have a 5.5 on me because I don't know where it is, but I do have this one, which is a 6. This one doesn't have a brand on it, so it's probably Susan Bates. We're using the 6 instead of the 5.5 instead of the 5.25. So I'm just gonna get started because I already made this once and I don't want to keep yapping. So to start, it says with color 1 chain 4. No, where's the instructions where it starts? Okay. Each color aligns with the specific round, so that's how you get the square, right? Begin with color 1 with a 4-inch tail to weave in, blah blah blah. Second and third rounds are color 2, fourth, fifth, and sixth are color 3. On my first one, I left a tail that was well over 4 inches long, honestly. But I still have, you can see some dark purple going up, pink going up to the second round. So I'm gonna leave a tail a little bit longer than that one. So I'm gonna line up my tails. I'm gonna leave my tail like a ½ an inch longer. And then I'm gonna take my yarn. I'm gonna do my loopy start thing. Loop, loop. Go in. And I'm just gonna start making the thing. So first we're chaining 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch in here, which is really good because I hate the magic ring. And I'm not a hater of the magic ring because I don't know how to do it. I know how to do it. I think it just sucks and it tricks people because it just falls apart and it sucks. Okay, so chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're doing 9 double crochet into this. Stitch 9, and then actually I need to make it tight when I go under because I'm not quite there. 9, we're gonna call that good enough. And then on my 9th stitch, I basically perfectly am switching to this light pink. So I'm gonna go and tighten this up. So I have 9 stitches, and then after that first round of 9 stitches, I am slip stitching to the first chain, which is right here, which makes it 10. If I can get it in there. I actually suck at slip stitching. I always have to like force my hook through, or I sometimes have to rotate it. I don't know why. Slip stitching into a chain is like my worst nightmare. Okay. So now we have, shit. Once we get in there, slip stitched. Okay, so we slip stitch into the chain. So I finished my first round, and now I'm starting on my second color. So for round 2, I'm doing a combination. I have the paper and I have my phone because the graph is easier for me to read personally, but sometimes this helps as well. Okay, so for round 2, we're gonna stick this up here. For round 2, color 2, chain 3, and then we're gonna do a double crochet into the first double crochet, which sometimes I get confused, like does that count as a stitch or no? But that's where this graph comes in handy because I can just look, is it in the same stitch? It actually is in the same stitch. So we're doing 2 in each double crochet around to increase. This yarn is okay. I don't like Red Heart usually because I feel like it's normally kind of scratchy or stiff, or it has like a residue. I don't know if it's just like some colors of Red Heart or all of them, but I have definitely gotten some that are super rough or had like, they felt greasy, like, and I didn't like it. So I don't know. I am a little bit of a hater. I know when people are just first starting out crochet, they say, oh, get Red Heart yarn because it's cheap and it's accessible and you can like find it at many stores and like whatever. But first of all, it's not cheap. Red Heart at my Walmart is usually $4 or $5, and Big Twist is what I normally use. It's usually on sale for $2.99 whenever I buy it, or buy 2 get 1 free. It's always on sale. So I feel like Red Heart being affordable maybe used to be true, but it's actually just not true anymore. Like $5 for an acrylic skein of Red Heart, and then sometimes it's greasy and scratchy. Or let's not even say that, it's inconsistent. Because sometimes it's scratchy and other times it's not. So I just did round 2, but I realized that I might need to size up my hook. I'm gonna size up now, but we might need to rip it out. So after I finish round 2, increasing all around, I'm slip stitching again into this evil little chain. I find when I really need to maneuver my hook to do this. Okay. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Big Twist, in my opinion, is superior to Red Heart, but that's my opinion. Slip stitch, and then, okay, so for round 3, it says slip stitch into the next double crochet, which we're gonna do. Don't know why, but we are. And then we're chaining 3 and doing a double crochet in the same stitch. And then, oh wait, no we're not. No we're not. We're doing a treble crochet in that stitch. Treble. And then the next one, we're doing 3 treble crochets. Right, this was actually, so when I did this the first time, I had a lot of pink left over at the end. I wasn't even anywhere near being on white yarn. I'm also trying to hold this up so you can see what I'm doing. I wasn't anywhere near white yarn, so that's how I determined that I was going to need to size up a hook, which kind of sucked because I had already done the whole thing. But that's how it goes. Okay, and then slip stitch, double crochet. Yeah, so I actually never tried the granny square yarn that Red Heart made because the colors just didn't really say anything to me personally, and I don't like Red Heart, and I don't really like granny squares all that much. So, but I saw this yarn and I really liked the colors. I almost got the orange one, but I got the pink one because I don't do much with either. I don't do much with orange and I don't do much with pink. So I don't know. I've been trying to like branch out the colors that I'm using. And then, so I figured it would be fun to try and make a video to show other people how it goes, because when the Red Heart Granny Square yarn came out, I saw a lot of people try it because first of all, people say beginners should try with Red Heart yarn, which I disagree with. And also people say that beginners should try with Granny Square yarn, or Granny Squares, not Granny Square yarn. Beginners should try with Granny Squares, which I do agree. A Granny Square is really easy for a beginner to make. You can learn basic stitches and make something that is, you can make a lot of other things out of a Granny Square. I personally just don't like them. I don't know. I mean, I don't hate them, but there's just, when you make a Granny Square, you have to weave the ends to weave in, and it just feels like a lot. So I am not the biggest fan. Alright, I'll show you this in a second. That is what we're looking like halfway done. And it's actually looking pretty good. I like how my center came out. But we will see, because at the end of this row, we're supposed to be switching to white. And we still have, I want to say the white, it's hard to tell what's white and what's pink. I want to say the white starts here. So we may need to redo that row. Just looking at how much yarn I have left. My tension was pretty tight. And I also didn't end up doing the second row with this hook. So I definitely wouldn't recommend this for a beginner unless you understand controlling your tension, because you definitely want to be, one, consistent, but two, also know where to adjust. So I have about that much pink left. It might be, yeah, I have like that much pink left, so I'm just gonna undo the last two clusters and do them looser, because I just have an inch and a half of yarn to get through. If I had like 3 inches of yarn, I would definitely undo the whole thing. If I had 2 inches of yarn, I would probably just undo this row. But since it's only like an inch and a half, I'm just gonna redo these guys. So I'm just doing them slightly looser. I don't feel the need to change hook sizes, just be aware that I should be making these looser. And then if you make them too much looser, you're gonna have to go back and make them tighter. So it's really a game of how loose or tight do I need to crochet, which I still have that like half an inch of pink, which kind of isn't what I wanted. I'm just gonna personally go with it and see what happens, because on row 4 we have to chain 3 anyways, and I think we'll be fine because we're slip stitching here, which I can make a big loop. Slip stitch there. And then chain 3, 1, 2. See, the 2 chains got rid of the pink. Now we're in white, so I think it's fine. Chain 3, double crochet in here. Oh, this is the one where you do double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet. I wonder if anyone else, because I don't really see other people crocheting, even in the YouTubers that I watch, they usually don't say their thought process as they go. So I wonder if other people, oh wait, I did something wrong. This was the one where we like have to hook it under. Okay, I did it wrong, but I'm just gonna keep going because it doesn't matter to me. So on this row, you're supposed to like hook down to the row below, to row 2 instead of into row 3, but I wasn't paying attention And I'm also just trying to like see if I might need to redo it anyways, so I'm just gonna leave it. Anyways, other YouTubers that I watch who crochet, I don't hear them like counting to themselves. They like either mute that part or don't really even show themselves crocheting, which is funny. But yeah, so I just am curious if anyone else does that, or if I just go about my life sounding insane all the time. Because when I start to count in my head, I just get messed up. I don't know. I start thinking about other things. I need to count out loud. Okay. Triple da 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 da. So at the end, I'm gonna join it right here, which is another slip stitch into a chain, which I hate. Okay. Slip stitch into a chain. There I am. Looks good actually. It looks better than the first one. The only thing is, this one did the same thing, where there's pink climbing on my chains. This one had pink climbing up my chains too, you can see right there. Anyway, chaining 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I am doing a double crochet in the same stitch, maybe? Yes. Wait. Yeah. Treble crochet, not a double crochet, but you know what I mean. And then I'm gonna do a double crochet in the next stitch, a double crochet in the next stitch, I just kind of crumple it in my hand like this, like I think of like when you're doing a sewing machine and you have to feed yourself the yarn, I mean the fabric. It's like I do that but with my yarn, and it's all good. It's not like it permanently crumples it or anything, but it definitely makes things require blocking more than I think it would if I didn't do that. Okay, so I'm almost done. I'm coming to the last corner, but if you look, there is pink right here. And what I was talking about earlier in the chains is right here at the beginning of my rows. The red carries itself up, which it's not a huge deal, but I wouldn't call it like perfect yarn phasing. It's like kind of into phases into the next. Alright, there's my square. Actually looks pretty decent. And then it says, oh wait, there's another round. Yeah, I'm right, there's another round. So that's my 5th round. And I'm gonna slip stitch onto the chain space, chain 2, which doesn't count as a stitch, which I don't like that. I count it as a stitch because why? Okay. And this one is confusing, so I'm going off of my graph. It wants half double crochet, chain 3. We're basically doing like a normal granny square type of thing. So we're doing 3 half double crochets in the corner and then 3 half double crochets in all of the chain spaces that we just made. I will say that after making one, it's easier to make the second one, which I feel like is probably true with anything. But you do have to make sure that you are sizing up or down your hook if you need to. I feel like most people are probably going to need to size up their hook instead of down, because even though I crocheted tightly, I had a lot of yarn left over when I was on the wrong size crochet hook. And I sized up a whole half of a whole 0.5. See, I've got 3 corners done. Just need to do this bottom edge. Actually, this this whole bottom corner over to the next edge, but I'm almost done. It really doesn't take that long. This is, it's been 30 minutes. I mean, I guess 30 minutes is a long time, but once you get used to it, you go faster. Actually, yeah, 30 minutes is a while, but that's okay. I would expect once you got used to it that it would take you, or take me, oh yeah, this is also not my standard hook. I will say I usually use clover hooks. I don't like these hooks because I feel like my yarn gets stuck in them. Like, I feel like in clover hooks I pull fast and I just go through all my loops. On these I pull fast and there may or may not be a loop that gets stuck on the hook. Like right there, it just got stuck. I don't know. I wonder. See, I use clover hooks and I feel like when I use those I crochet way faster and it's smoother because I hate when the yarn squeaks. That makes me really angry. I wonder if there's anyone that actually prefers these hooks if they have both, or the other hooks I never tried is like the prim ones, those ones that have like the, you know, they're thicker on the bottom. Like they're all one piece, they don't have a grip. I haven't tried those, but I didn't feel a need to ever because I just like the clover hook so much. I don't know. My square's done. It has 4 sides. Now it says, this is what happened last time. Okay, we're gonna see because I did this one different. This one I finished off and I had such a long tail. You can see it's everywhere. This is the tail. This one, we're gonna see how long of a tail we have. I don't have scissors. I forgot to bring them over here, but I can do this. I can do this. So that's already probably 8 or 9 inches. We keep going until we get all of the white out of here. It's going to be not as long of a tail as the last one, but still, like you can see, it says to leave 24 inches, and that is definitely, I don't know, like 50. But at the end you have this square. It came out actually pretty good, except for the spots where the pink traveled up. And what I said when I finished this square is it looks good, but I don't feel like the pink pops that much against the white. Maybe it's further back you can see. Close up you can see the line differently. But I feel like far away it's like, well, you have the Christmas tree light there, but I feel like it doesn't pop that much. It really blends in. You can't tell it's a flower unless you're like actually looking at it. So what I want to do is take a pink similar to this and like surface crochet all around these on both of them, put them together like this, and make a cute little bag or like pouch with a zipper and maybe a lining. Overall, they're really cute. They're pretty big granny squares. They're probably like 5.5 or 6 inches, which is what this says. It says it makes 6-inch squares. So it does work. I am not too bothered by this, but I am just a little bit bothered by it. And I really, really don't think it pops as much as it should. But I would be curious to try the blue and yellow color. They had one that was blue and yellow, and they had one that was purple and green. And they had one that was like orange creamsicle. I would be curious to try either of those, but I feel like the orange creamsicle one also just like didn't pop as much. But there you go. You have it. There's your granny square with your red heart yarn.